AID, USAID. So on January 20th, the entire Function 150 account of the federal budget, which is all of the State Department and USAID, including operations, salaries, was roughly about 1% of the budget. What's your understanding of where that percentage is today?
Well, what I can tell you is President Trump was elected to change the status quo. Part of what has initiated this dynamic that we've all watched play out is what's it been? I think it's been 6 weeks, is an effort to deal with waste, fraud, and abuse. This began with a simple inquiry of USAID to look at their books, to look and inquire, and they refused. They said, we're an autonomous organization, you have no right to come in. The intention was not to do it in a manner that you've been watching unfold. It began because there was no cooperation at the beginning. And the inquiry, of course, was because of the debt, the nature of being $2 trillion, that it was an unsustainable and remains an unsustainable way of running anything, a household or a government. There's a point where you have to look up and say, we need to see at least what's happening. So this has been a pause, a 90-day pause, we shouldn't forget that, to look at the nature of how the taxpayer money has been spent and if it was being used in the proper way for the things that we've allotted it for. And that began. It was certainly in a manner that was not planned on, but we needed to do it. It was something that was, of course, important to accomplish the nature of dealing with, is there fraud, is there abuse, is there waste, how can we fix the system so that taxpayer dollars are being used properly.
Can you provide any specific examples of illegal wrongdoing?
So no, I can't answer that. What I can say, again, is that the level of what we've discovered at USAID is troubling enough to where this is the kind of conversation that is perhaps going to have to be had by the American people and even perhaps Congress. But I think at this point, when we're looking at this kind of an issue that we see through our existing investigations and inquiries, that we've clearly got some problems. And so we're determined to correct those problems. Where it ends up is going to be, of course, something we'll see in the future, but that's not something I've been involved in.
That made it seem like the review was done. Is it done, or is the review still continuing?
Well, when you have a review, it is to assess what's happening in front of you, and then decisions are going to be made, right? So you've got a review, it's 90 days to make an assessment within that framework of what works and what doesn't work. If there were programs and if they've been cut, the answer would be is that they did not serve either American interests or make us safer, more secure, or more prosperous. So those decisions are going to be made. Clearly, some have been in the process of the review.
And are they final, and is the review complete?
Well, I think that each case may be different, but we do know that actions have been taken based on the standards that we set, that the Secretary of State has set, and we're moving forward.